Make sure you share this video and let it go viral. Please
After more
like,
than a week
comment,
of
and
break, the
follow.
Presidential Election Petition Tribunal resumes today, and INEC is expected to begin their defense the same day. Welcome back, everyone, as we resume the coverage of the election petition dispute. The exchange between the petitioners and the defendants will be very interesting today. As usual, you can see the legal representatives of the different parties on screen. Now, the judges are filing into the courtroom, and after Honorable Justice Samani welcomed everyone and requested their cooperation in today's hearing, the INEC counsel is the first to speak. My lord, we are supposed to begin our defense today, and we have 3 witnesses to call, but unfortunately, they are not here in the courtroom, and we don't know whether one of them will be available today. We actually need 3 days, my lord, but it is an unfortunate situation, and we would like to seek for an adjournment till tomorrow. Bemused by the INEC counsel's remarks, the LP lead counsel, Levi Esayan, stood up. My lord, with due respect, I would have been happier if my learned colleague told me earlier about his situation. Maybe he's afraid of all the boxes of evidence we've been bringing into the courtroom and the ones in front of him. We do not object to the adjournment, my lord. Tinubu and APC councils are in agreement. They do not oppose the adjournment. The presiding judge then adjourns the matter till tomorrow, and the court went on a break till 2 p.m. for the resumption of Atiku and PDP's petition, where INEC is also expected to begin their defense. What could be wrong with INEC and what could be going on with their legal team? After more than 1 week break, they are starting their defense this way. All this while, they couldn't organize witnesses and they are saying it's because of a domestic issue. Anyway, it's good that they told the court that they only need 3 days for their defense. So that will save time and bring the judgment day closer. While it took INEC more than 1 week to come to court and seek for an adjournment, as if the more than 1 week adjournment wasn't enough, some Nigerians took that 1 week to reflect on what is going on in our country, to reflect on the economy, to reflect on the political affairs going on in the country. We also took time to study the petitions of Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi. In their petitions, none of them pleaded or mentioned anywhere that they will tender political party copies or police copies of Forms EC8As used in conduct of the election. And if they didn't plead it, it's already late at this stage of the trial. Unless that there's another way that they can tender them, maybe when they are cross-examining witnesses being called by the defendants, they can say, okay, you say this one happened here, please, we want to tender this to prove that it didn't happen or that social scores happened here, that kind of thing. The same way Tinubu's counsel tendered some evidence when he was cross-examining Atiku's witness. If the Labour Party can't tender new documents, that means they are solely relying on INEC CTCs to prove they won the election. It's not impossible though, because the caliber of lawyers in the Labour Party's legal team is not in question. So how are they going to prove it while relying solely on INEC CTCs that they gave them to present in court? Remember that INEC did not supply all the documents that Labour Party demanded from them. So how exactly is Labour Party going to prove it? The secret lies in the Beavers report that INEC gave them. INEC provided Beavers report for 35 states. So how are they going to use the Beavers report to prove that they won the election? First of all, going by the electoral law and the Supreme Court judgment on Oyetola versus Adeleke, they will use the Beavers report to prove overvoting in many states across the country. And what will be the outcome after they prove overvoting? The outcome will be a reduction of the votes that Tinubu got. All the padded votes where they didn't even look at the number of registered voters or the number of accredited voters on election day. So all these votes will be exposed by the Beavers report. And when they are exposed, it will mean that Tinubu did not even score the required 25% in 2/3 of the states of Nigeria. Yes, that's what it will mean. As someone asked in the comment section what lawful votes mean, this is one of the ways you can determine lawful votes. You don't just come and say, this person got 1 million votes here, he got 2 million here, he got 300,000 here. You have to prove that all the polling units in the areas he got the votes, that the votes did not exceed the number of people accredited to vote on election day. This has to be done polling unit by polling unit. That's why the Beavers report is important. When you look at them and study them, you will see different polling units in different states. How many accredited voters were accredited on election day? So that is how to determine the lawful votes. So if you are able to prove that in a particular polling unit where APC got 300 votes, for instance, and the Beavers report released by INEC shows that in that particular polling unit, that 200 persons were accredited to vote on election day, that means the lawful votes there can never be more than 200. And the 200 persons may not, in many cases, vote for one party. So it will prove that all the padded votes were just padded and allocated, that they don't exist in actual sense. This is the first step. Now, the second step will be, what of when they finish proving all the overvoting? We've covered some of them. We've covered Kogi, we've covered Plateau, we've covered River State. You can check the video links in the video description so that you can understand the magnitude of the overvoting that occurred in these places. So after reducing Tinubu's votes, what's the next step? The next step will be to recalculate the lawful votes, because not only APC will be affected by the overvoting. In fact, in some cases, Labour Party will lose some votes in some areas, but not in the magnitude that APC or PDP will lose. After recalculating now, they will see who won the highest votes and who scored 25% in 24 states and FCT. So with that new information, the judges will be able to say, yes, this is the person that won the election. This is the person that should be declared winner. We hereby declare this person the winner. Bear in mind that Peter Obi already told Nigerians that he won the election and that they will prove it. So if the court agrees with him, that means he was able to prove his case. But what of if they don't? What of if they say, no, there's no clear winner, the figures don't add up? What will happen next? What will Nigerians expect? Remember that this is not the only plea in Labour Party's petition. They are also asking the court to disqualify Tinubu because of Shetima's double nomination, because of his forfeiture of $460,000 to the US government, being funds traced to narcotics trafficking, and many other issues as submitted by Atiku in his petition. So like in the other video when we listed all the past judicial precedents set by the current Supreme Court, many of the honorable justices in the Supreme Court today were part of these judgments in the past, that they cannot overturn these judgments in order to save Tinubu. That is the same way that even if they are not able to prove the winner based on the evidence before them, all the other pleas will still come into play. They will still decide on all of them. More analysis in another video. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.